it is quite evident even from his petition, forget what the Supreme Court may say, but even from his petition, in a very guarded way, he has suggested that cases come up which in which the investigation would not be in line with what would seem desirable to the powers, and that it takes a lot of courage to stand up to that kind of pressure. Well, that's enough of a hint, and he has said that I will disclose these cases in the court. Now, we don't require much more hint than that to know that his removal has been triggered by the fact of the investigations that were being done under him. An absolutely idiotic, all in capital letters, rationalization has been put out by this blogger, Arun Shourie, saying that no, we have to institutional integrity and fair play. What do? You see, into an organization, you thrust in a person, forcibly you thrust in a person who is himself being examined by that organization. He then starts behaving in a way to create a situation in which he is at loggerheads with other officers. And you say, oh, see, there is so much fighting going on in this organization, I must remove all of them. It's a contrivance. Yeah. And that's the kind of lie which this government spreads. And readers and viewers must be alert to that. Irrespective of what the Supreme Court may decide, maybe they will decide against Verma or for Verma, I would not. But my view certainly is he was given a fixed tenure, and you cannot terminate a tenure like that without going through the process. In this case, you had to consult a body. You didn't consult that body. There is a handyman in the Chief Vigilance Commissioner, and he gives you the opinion you want. And then you say, oh, I'm only acting on the opinion of the CVC. And you have terminated it was a fixed tenure for 2 years. Now, these types of appointments, the tenure can be cut short only as a punishment. Let us say moral turpitude, or that the person has a stroke and is incapable medically of functioning, or he is caught taking a bribe. Something that way. Of course, it's a cover-up. It's not a fight between number one and number two. It is the fight between number one and the investigations he was doing on one side, and the government which was scared of those investigations. That's the fight. And they use that number two for that purpose. There's no doubt about that. So the rule of law has been one of the main targets of this government. And if the CBI, and it is a fact that all investigative agencies have been suborned. Look at the National Investigation Agency. What have they done in regard to the Mecca Masjid case? Look at the Sohrabuddin case, in which 50 odd, even more probably, witnesses have resigned. Look at the Vyapam case, in which 53 people involved directly, who were crucial either as the accused or the witnesses, have died in mysterious circumstances, and nothing has happened. That's the rule of law. And that is all of that is happening under the supervision and eyes of the investigative agencies which have been suborned by the government. So here is the last attempt to suborn the CBI also. If this succeeds, well, it's the last nail in the coffin.